Hi, good morning to all. In this lecture, we are going to see Docker. So, in Docker, I'm not going to cover the basics of this. I'm just going to cover like just hosting the .NET Docker container I mean, just hosting a web application in a Docker container, but just creating a .NET application. So, in this example, I'm going to use a .NET Core as a web application and hosting into a in a Docker container. So without installation of any framework, I mean any .NET framework and .NET SDK. So in this example, I'm going to use .NET Core 3.1 and .NET SDK. This one. So I'm not going to install any dependency file of SDK and any framework. Just shipping my code into the container and see how quickly and fastly you can able to deploy. Okay, so for this one you should install uh, Docker into your Linux box. So in this example I'm going to use my Linux box as a Ubuntu, which I already installed it. So if you want to install a Docker, so go to the Docker official website. uh, Says Docker. If you put Docker, uh, if you go to Docker installation on Ubuntu, so you can install even Windows also, but I'm using a Linux, Linux environment because it's very lightweight and it's very fast compared to Windows machines. And see here, this is a set of instructions. So you can install in CentOS, Debian, and this one. So the recent version of .NET Core is like you can install .NET applications not only in Windows system, you can able to install in Linux as well as Mac OS. Further information, you can go to the Microsoft website and you can see the set of instructions. So uh, our intention is install Docker engine in Ubuntu. So if you follow this set of instructions, it is very straightforward. And once your Docker is installed, you can put Docker. Uh, Let me hide it. You can put, okay, my box got expired. Let me create a duplicate session. Okay, this is my Linux box where my I installed my Docker in this Linux box. Okay, one second. So I have not put the command properly. I made a mistake. Docker. So once you install Docker successfully, then only you will get a list of command of this. So I have a Docker of 19.0 and this is my build version. Okay. Okay. I have created my a sample uh, .NET applications which I checked in the code into GitHub. So this is my GitHub. If you come to here, in this is a project which I created. This is a very simple project. Okay. Uh, this is a page. This page. Sorry, once again. You have a page. So you have a page called index. In this index, I'm just loading, say, welcome to Docker running on the containers, something like that. I'm loading. And after that, you have something privacy page. In this page, privacy page is for testing the Docker container. This is a what I'm going to do. This this source code I have to clone it, and I have to build this image. I mean, I have to build this source code and I have to deploy it. Correct? So let me go here. Since I already clone my project, I show my project where it is located. So my project located into the Docker net container. So I'm just going to Docker net container. I'm putting ls. Okay, if you go to Docker containers ls. Okay, this is the my source code folder structure. And okay, so when you want to host this application, uh, you have to create a Docker file. Okay, so Docker file is nothing but it tells the what is your dependency file is required. That everything we will mention in the step. Let me open the source code. Okay, so when you go here, so we have a set of instructions. Okay, so I'm going to get the image of Microsoft of my framework of 3.1. Okay, so it will get this image. Okay, it will try to get this image and put it into app directory. So I'm exposing 501. Okay, and I'm going to download the SDK of 3.1. Okay, and after that I'm trying to copy this .NET Core.cs project into my container in my container folder. I'm going to copy into. So actually we have two file structure. So one is when you run the application, you will have something called the main, where here when I'm running this source code. Okay, I opened here. Okay, I'll tell you in the next thing actually. So when you run it, this source code, it will run in your container. So in the container, it will dump into that source code, and after that, .NET Restores runs your dependency file for required for this project, and after that, I am creating a working directory called SRC, and after that, I'm building and I'm publishing into this folder. I'm building, and after that, I am publishing into this folder, and after that, yeah, I'm running the source code. Okay, let me close this project. Okay, so if we go here ls. Okay, let me come out. So when I say docker.compose, okay, what we'll do is we'll try to uh, run. We will try to build this one. Okay, so I think docker.build. Okay, so what we are going to do, the set of instructions we are going to build as an image. This image will contain your set of instructions, which I'm going to package it, and after that I'm going to deploy into my container. Okay, so this is the command which I'm going to build the this file. Okay, docker. This is the command docker build -t. Okay, I think I should give the name of this. Let me go to the syntax here. Docker build. You have to give the file name. Okay. Okay. So you have to give a build, and you have to give the content. Okay. And my Docker file. Okay. Let me. So my Docker file is my root directory. So the system will understand it because first it will check with my file name with this template or not. Otherwise, if you specify a different name, you have to mention that particular name. So since Docker system will understand this is my Docker file. So if I put Docker underscore T, it should build. Okay, I've done a mistake. Let me check the syntax. Build icon. Okay, option then okay, got it. So Docker build option T, then where my file is located. Invalid offense. 1 second. I think it's a mistake. Let me check this one. Okay. Oh, let me give the image name also. No, super user. Okay. Now what I will do is Docker build. So I tag this one. So I'll give JAGAN group slash my Docker installed recent something like that. Okay, then I will give my Docker file in lower case. Oh, okay. So you have to give in all in lower case. Docker build -t. Then I'm giving the so everything should be in lower case. Okay, so what has happened? It built it successfully. Okay, if you go to Docker images, see here, this is the one which is built right now. Because that is the name which is given. So it will tell the build ID also. Okay, here is image ID. Okay, so if you go docker.ps -a. Okay, so once you run this content, so I got the build ID. So it created the latest with 8088. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to run this image. Okay. So means I'm going to run this application in a container. Okay. So let me so to run this application, so run docker run -p it is an interactive mode. Okay. And I have to give a port number. So before that, already I'm running on container. Let me stop this one. I am already running. So you have to give Docker stop of this container name. Okay, this is some older application which I'm running in the container. I'm just stopping that one. So let me start this container. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me run this container. So Docker image. Sorry, Docker run. So Docker run. IT means interactive mode, and I'm giving the port number 80880. So that super. That is then. What I'm going to do is I have to give name, then the name of that. We have one thing. Giving the name, I'm giving the .NET core working. Okay. Then I created some image editor. Right? I put my so I created the image here. JAGAN slash what is that? Docker. Yeah, only created now. 1 second. Yeah, this one. Docker should be all should be low. Docker .NET NetApp recent. So I'm going to run the Docker uh, application in the container, exposing on the port number of this. This is the external port number 808. This external port number 8 is a container port number. So we have two types of. I mean, we have two actually. One is the main host. In this main host, we are running in a container, means small containers. So containers is like a something called external process which cannot be exposed, but it will show that website in your inside your application. I mean, if you go to the this host, if you ping it, then you can able to see it. Okay, but since I am not able to show you, so that's why I exposing into my external uh, host address, that is 8080. Okay, now I'm going to run this image in this container. Yeah, it got run. So yes, he is telling that your .NET core has been running actually. Okay, so right now it is running actually. If you make Control C, it will shut down. Okay, so I exposed on this page. Yeah, it's loading. See, it is right now. I'm not downloaded any dependency file, so it is running in my 8080. Okay, and if you see in my home directory, here these are the files are showing, and this is the thing I download. So right now it's running in my container. If I make Control C, it will stop my container. Okay, it got stopped. So now if you go and refresh, it won't load it. Actually, I'm not host application. I just running the container. If you want to make it permanently, what you have to do is you have to mount it to some volume and with that port number, or you can run it some in a detached mode, such that even though if you press any key, it won't get shut down. So right now it got shut down. So if you put docker.ps -a, so this will tell what all the containers you have run. So this is a recent one which I have run just now 30 seconds ago. It is executed. Okay. If you go and see any container, okay, inside the container something called the docker.exe itd, and if you put pwd, you can able to see. Right now I don't have at least two arguments. right now no container is running on this. What I'll do is I'll run the same container in a detached mode. So to run a container, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the container in a detached mode. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll go inside the container and see, uh, we will see the source code of that. Okay, in the container. Okay. Okay. No such a container. Because okay, you should rename. Okay, I already have the same name. I put it detach. Now I'm going to run it in detach mode. So this is my container ID. So if I put, if you go to docker.ps here, right now this is a running container. It is still running. It's running on this port number, but I have changed to my 8080 and this is my container port. Now what we'll do, we'll go inside the container dot exe. So if you want to if you want to go inside the container, you have to use this command and you have to put itd and put bash and something like okay, I have to put the container. Let me check the that. So if you put docker exe command inside the container, okay, container name, ID and echo. Okay, now okay, I made a mistake. I have to put the container ID. So my container ID is this one, and what I want to do, I put pwd. No, I put ls. So ls means listing your directory. Here, I gone to this. I'm right now. I am inside this container. So in this container, I have all my source code. Can you see this? This is my source code. Okay, and if you see here, if I put pwd, it will tell that what is my path of this. So I hosted my application inside app, correct? So it's showing that path. Okay. So right now it is, so application is running. See here. So because I'm running in a mode, so you can go, means you can do whatever you want actually, because it is running in a detached mode. Okay. So if you press any key before detachment, I mean it will be executed. So this I'm running in a detached mode. So your application is running. Okay. So right now it is running in your container. The biggest benefit is you don't want to install any framework or anything. Okay, so just you have to ship your code and you have to create an image. So image will tell the set of instructions what all the SDK you want to download, what all the instructions, where your source code is located, which port number you want to run it. So that one. Once you created image, you have to host that uh, your application into a container. So in my container it is running actually. So once I got exited, then after that my container will destroy automatically. So let us stop my container. To go to docker.ps, still it's running. So I'm going to stop this container. Stop of container ID. That's it. So if you go to docker.ps, So right now I don't have any running container. All are got destroyed. ps.hyphen will tell that even stopped and exited also. So it is exited just 13 seconds ago. If you go here, it will be that's it, destroyed. Oh, it goes mode. Okay, and because my container got destroyed, correct? So I put pwd. Yes, it's getting error. Your container ID is not running, so you can't go and see. Uh, through web application using CRD operations like update, delete something. That I will host it to a Docker container. And next video, I'll try to create a microservice applications. Uh, so that will talk to uh, we are hosting in a microservice container. Like all application will be like a one container actually. Okay, your app layer, your business layer, that will make it on separate containers that each will talk to the container.